Mastering ISO 45001. ISO 45001 implementation is a relentless pursuit of perfection in occupational health and safety. When an organization implements ISO 45001, what is its primary focus, and how does it relate to its occupational health and safety management, thereby achieving operational excellence? The primary focus of an organization implementing ISO 45001 is to establish a robust occupational health and safety (OH&S) management system that enables the organization to manage its OH&S risks, reduce the likelihood of work-related injuries and ill health, and continually improve its OH&S performance. This primary focus is achieved by adopting a proactive and preventative approach to managing OH&S, rather than simply reacting to incidents and hazards after they occur. ISO 45001 provides a framework for an organization to identify and manage its OH&S risks, which are inherent to its operations, products, and services. The standard requires the organization to establish a systematic approach to managing OH&S, including the identification of hazards, assessment of risks, and implementation of controls to mitigate or eliminate those risks. This approach is critical to achieving operational excellence, as it enables the organization to reduce the likelihood of work-related injuries and ill health, which can have significant consequences for its employees, customers, and overall business operations. The OH&S management system established by ISO 45001 is based on the principles of continual improvement, worker participation, and consultation. This means that the organization must engage with its employees, contractors, and other stakeholders to identify hazards, report incidents, and provide feedback on the effectiveness of its OH&S management system. This participatory approach is essential to achieving operational excellence, as it ensures that the organization is aware of its OH&S risks and is taking proactive steps to manage those risks. ISO 45001 also requires the organization to establish objectives for its OH&S management system, which must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART. These objectives must be aligned with the organization's overall business objectives and must be communicated to all employees, contractors, and other stakeholders. The organization must also establish key performance indicators, KPIs, to measure its progress towards achieving its OH&S objectives, which must be regularly reviewed and updated. Another critical component of ISO 45001 is the requirement for the organization to conduct regular internal audits and management reviews of its OH&S management system. These audits and reviews are essential to achieving operational excellence, as they provide the organization with opportunities to identify areas for improvement, assess the effectiveness of its OH&S management system, and make informed decisions about its OH&S strategy. In addition to these requirements, ISO 45001 also emphasizes the importance of leadership and commitment to OH&S. The organization's top management must demonstrate a visible commitment to OH&S, provide the necessary resources and support, and ensure that OH&S is integrated into its overall business strategy. This leadership commitment is critical to achieving operational excellence, as it sets the tone for the organization's OH&S culture and ensures that OH&S is a core component of its operational excellence strategy. In terms of its OH&S management, ISO 45001 requires the organization to establish processes for hazard identification, risk assessment, and incident investigation. These processes must be documented and communicated to all employees, contractors, and other stakeholders. The organization must also establish procedures for reporting and investigating incidents, which must be conducted in a timely and thorough manner. This proactive approach to OH&S management is essential to achieving operational excellence, as it enables the organization to identify and mitigate OH&S risks, reduce the likelihood of incidents, and continually improve its OH&S performance. Furthermore, ISO 45001 emphasizes the importance of supplier and contractor management in achieving operational excellence. The organization must establish processes for selecting and managing suppliers and contractors, which must include an assessment of their OH&S performance. This is critical to achieving operational excellence, as it ensures that the organization's suppliers and contractors are committed to O&S and are taking proactive steps to manage their O&S risks. In conclusion, the primary focus of an organization implementing ISO 45001 is to establish a robust O&S management system that enables the organization to manage its O&S risks, reduce the likelihood of work-related injuries and ill health, and continually improve its O&S performance. This is achieved by adopting a proactive and preventative approach to managing O&S, engaging with employees and stakeholders, establishing objectives and KPIs, conducting regular internal audits and management reviews, demonstrating leadership and commitment to O&S, and managing suppliers and contractors. By implementing ISO 45001, an organization can achieve operational excellence by reducing its O&S risks, improving its O&S performance, and enhancing its overall business operations. As I sat down with the management team of a large manufacturing firm, I could sense the weight of their concerns about implementing ISO 45001. They were grappling with the complexities of integrating an occupational health and safety management system into their existing operations. It was clear that they were worried about the return on investment, the resources required, and the potential impact on their daily routines. I recalled a similar experience I had with a friend who was struggling to balance his personal and professional life. He was torn between pursuing his passion for social work and the demands of his high-stress corporate job. As we sat down to discuss his dilemma, I realized that his problem wasn't about the specific jobs or roles he held, but about the lack of alignment between his values and the expectations of the organizations he was part of. In the same vein, I saw the same dynamics at play with this manufacturing firm. They were trying to implement ISO 45001 as a mere checkbox exercise, without truly understanding the underlying values and principles that drive operational excellence. They were focusing on the procedural aspects, the documentation, and the audits, rather than the fundamental shift in mindset required to create a culture of safety and well-being. As we delved deeper into the conversation, I asked them to think about the purpose of their organization beyond just producing goods and generating profits. What did they stand for? What values did they want to instill in their employees? How did they want to contribute to the community and the environment? By exploring these questions, we began to uncover the underlying moral fabric of the organization. It became clear that the primary focus of ISO 45001 was not about compliance or certification, but about creating an organization where employees felt valued, respected, and empowered to take ownership of their own safety and well-being. It was about recognizing that the health and safety of employees were inextricably linked to the success of the organization as a whole. As we began to explore the practical implications of this shift in perspective, I shared with them an analogy that had stuck with me throughout my career. I told them about a friend who was an expert rock climber. He would often say that the most critical factor in climbing wasn't the equipment, the route, or the physical strength, but the quality of the relationships within the climbing team. Trust, communication, and mutual support were the keys to success. In the same way, I saw that the key to operational excellence lay not in the specific procedures or protocols, but in the quality of the relationships within the organization. It was about fostering a culture of transparency, accountability, and open communication. It was about recognizing that the well-being of employees was not just a moral obligation, but a critical component of business success. As we worked through the implementation process, I watched the management team undergo a transformation. They began to see ISO 45001 not as a burden, but as an opportunity to create a more humane, more compassionate, and more effective organization. They started to make decisions that prioritized the well-being of their employees, not just because it was the right thing to do, but because it made business sense. Throughout this journey, I felt a sense of excitement and hope. I saw that operational excellence was not just about compliance or certification, but about creating organizations that truly served humanity. And as we worked together to implement ISO 45001, I knew that we were not just creating a safer workplace, but a better world.